What's good, Pat Bucket Nation? Pat Bucket is back here, about to bring you another video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple topics, but mostly about well, you guys probably read the description below. I'm going to be talking about why the Boston Celtics are struggling right now, and why they can't seem to get into a consistent, base right now with their team. And I've been hearing a lot about some things that could be going on. I've been hearing what some people's opinions and stuff, what it could be. But I'm here to one thing to try to answer you guys' opinions and also talk about what I feel like is wrong with our team and what I feel like we can fix. So let's get started here. Give me a second to get my phone. But to be honest though, for the Boston Celtics, it's been up and down the year. We came in with a lot of hype coming into the season with so many players on the team of like Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, returning Gordon Hayward. Remember this, Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward returning from injury. Gordon Hayward is coming back from a serious leg injury that he suffered 5 minutes into the game against the Cavs last year, an opening game of the season. So everyone knew he was not going to be 100% coming in to the season, and people still thought, okay, it's only going to take a month. It's going to take a couple months. He'll be back in full. This is going to take a while. This could take a year. This could take 2 years. We don't know how long it's going to take for Gordon Hayward to get back to the player he was. So to put him on this situation, for everyone to be blaming him for our struggles this season is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous because it's, like I said, he's coming off injury. You can't blame him for everything. I understand this point. He should not. A lot of people be like, it's great that he's not starting right now. I feel like he should be starting. The only reason why is because he's another ball handler on the floor. I'm not saying that Marcus Smart, Marcus Morris are good enough, and I feel like, yes, at this point, this was me a couple weeks ago thinking like, why are we putting Gordon Hayward on the bench even though he's struggling? I don't feel like that's a good position for a guy that we paid so much money for. But I've changed my mind on that. Most of that Marcus Smart, right when I heard the line was going to be Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris, and then I was like, okay, this is what it should become. Marcus Morris should have been the starting line at the beginning of the season. He's that good, and someone's going to give him a max deal. If it's not us at the end of the season, it's going to be hard to give him a max deal on our end, but we're going to try. But Gordon Hayward, it's going to take time. It's not him. It's not only him. Yes, he's not been great, and it's not helped our team because we've had to try to get him back into the fold. But it's not only him that's the problem. We look, and the thing is, let's start with me, what I'm feeling. And the thing how I feel about this whole situation, about this whole situation is that Boston has so much talent on this team, and people are putting in because of us getting to the conference finals and only having. If we would have won that one game against Cleveland, Game 7, we would have been in the finals. We're bringing back Kyrie and stuff. This is a different team. It's a different team. I understand we have the same pieces of last year, but it's a different team because last year we had an injured Kyrie playing all year. We did not have Gordon Hayward. We had a rookie in Jason Tatum just starting to get on his legs. Jaylen Brown had a heck of a year. Terry Rozier had a heck of a year. Marcus Smart got injured. We had a lot of injuries. But we had a team that was resistant, that were fighting to the end. This year, it hasn't been the same. We're bringing back Kyrie, everyone knows, he's a ball-dominant player. He needs the ball in his hands. He's an iso ball type of guy, but that's what we love about him. When it comes out of the big shot, he's there. We've seen it all season long. When we need Kyrie, he is there. And that brings me to another topic here, is that Boston has all this talent. But when Kyrie's on the bench, when you bring in all the talent, you have Terry Rozier, who's having a really bad year this year. Him, Jaylen Brown, have not had good years. But you bring in a guy like Terry Rozier. You bring a guy like some Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, like even a Baines, even a Horford. When Kyrie goes to the bench, there is no consistent scorer out there. And we'll be up by 13. Oh, it'll be a close game. We'll be up by 5. We'll be losing by 5. And out of nowhere, we're down by 20 because We need, because Kyrie's not out there. Boston needs to realize this. The Celtics need to realize this. They're not going to go anywhere if Kyrie is if Kyrie's going to have to drop 40 a night. James Harden is dropping 49 for Houston. It's the reason why Chris Paul's injured. But at the same time, who cares? He's iso balling. The whole team's ice ball. They beat us last night. We played terrible because right when Kyrie went to the bench, end of the third quarter, we completely blew it because we were down. Literally, it was only a 5-point lead. We come in the fourth quarter. We have Terry Rozier, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Tice, and Jaylen Brown. I think if I didn't say Jaylen Brown's name, I think it was Tatum or someone that was still out there. I don't remember a clear lineup. And what ended up happening? Houston went on a 17-2 run on that point. They opened up a 19-point lead. A 19-point lead against Boston with Kyrie on the bench. If we're going to win and beat consistently good teams, we need others to step up other than Kyrie. We're not going to be a championship level team. We're not going to get by Toronto. Look at Toronto. Kawhi Leonard was injured. Excuse me. Kawhi Leonard was injured. They played Golden State and blew Golden State out by 25 without Kawhi Leonard, who's their best player. Because they had Kyle Lowry. Boston has those kind of guys. Tatum, Brown, Rozier, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford. That's a starting five in this league. Is it a championship starting five? I have no idea. Probably not. You add Marcus Morris to it. But that's enough to be able to let Kyrie sit on the bench, get some rest, and come back for that fourth quarter run to help us win this game. But when we have players throwing up shots for no reason at all, Terriers are taking bad three-pointers, bad little stupid jump shots in the paint that look like Marcus Smart type shots. Rozier literally looks like Marcus Smart this year. We have Jaylen Brown that's taking unnecessary shots when he's missing. He's going to the basket on a fast break with a guy right there and trying to lay it up, and he's missing layups consistently. Tice is missing layups consistently. Tatum has been, everyone's been blaming, Tatum's had a bad year. Tatum's had a great year. But what are you going to expect from a 2-year player? For him to go off crazily for 40 points? He is not a 30-point scorer. This man can drop 20, 25 points. And we know he can. He's also clutch. People need to stop thinking that this guy's not having a good year. He's having a good year. He's had a pretty good damn year. It's everyone else. Horford's been injured. You can't really put much on Horford right now, but he's been solid at times. His defense has been solid. Everyone complains about him not being a shot blocker. But when he needs to get a block, he gets a block. Well, back to the Kyrie situation. This almost feels like the Isaiah situation that we had back in 2016, where we rode Isaiah throughout the year and into the playoffs. And what happened? We got to the conference finals. Isaiah dropped 50, if it was 52 or 54, whatever it was, in game 2. 54 points. They stopped him in Washington, and apparently in game 6, the rumor is that it was in game 6 that he injured his hip. Didn't show it in game 7. He played really well in game 6. Did not show it. But then showed it in game 1 of the Cavaliers series. And we all ask if, Isaiah's just an injured player. He had no help. He had to carry the team on his ass all year long. All year long. That's why we love the damn guy. He carried the team throughout the season, but then got injured because he could not finish the job. But there was a reason. He had no help. He did everything he could. His body finally shut down. And it's not a surprise. They're saying he's 28, but who cares? His body's going to shut down if he has no help. LeBron James is crazy, but you see what happens when he gets to the finals. It's exactly what happened to Isaiah. It's exactly what's going to happen to Kyrie if this continues to happen. People say we need a trade. I don't think we need a trade. It would be nice if we could get someone good, but I don't think it's necessary. A thing that I have, the thing what we have to do is that everyone needs to relax. They need to stop trying. I understand people want to get their numbers. I understand guys like Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Rosie want to get their numbers. It's either you want your numbers or you want a championship. Pick one of the other. That's what they need to understand. They're young players. I understand. They're trying to get their contracts. But is it better for your contract right now, or is it better that you become a champion, which then makes it that you get a better contract? They need to understand this. There's a reason why Kyrie wants to stay here. There's a reason why Boston was projected to be the team that could beat Golden State and get out of the East this year. It's because of the talent we have. Like, we are a team who has the best coach, one of the best coaches in this league, one of the best GMs in this league, and have one of the, I don't care what anyone says, he's top 5 in my books. And you can go in the comment section and say whatever you want. Kyrie's a top 5 player in my books because of what he's done. He's an NBA champion. He's the one who won the championship for the Cavs with that shot in the Game 7 of the Finals. I understand the only one reason why people, guys like John Wall or Lillard or other people on that maybe better than him is because Kyrie been injured a lot of his career.
Who I'm talking
to? Kyrie was injured in his career, so that puts him in. He's had 2 pretty much major injuries. Guys, back in 2015 in the finals when he blew out his kneecap, and then also I think it literally felt like it was the same injury. I felt like he never recovered from it because literally 2017 he had the same injury, had to sell the rest of the season. But what he's doing this year, he should be in the MVP conversation. But I want to ask you guys this. I want you guys to go in the comments and say this: is Kyrie at least a top 10 player? Is Kyrie one of the most clutch players in this league? And the real question I want you guys to actually answer is Kyrie a number 1 option for a team, for a playoff, for a championship team? But back to the things here. Here's another issue I have that I feel like the Celtics need to realize, and I think you guys are also with this. Everyone's saying that Brad Stevens is the reason why we are, off to a bad start this year, a struggling star. And for some of it is him. You can't lie. He's had some mistakes this year. It hasn't been his best coaching year. But to be honest, let's go to this point. What do you expect? We have so many talented players on this team. It's difficult to manage minutes, playing time, minutes, and what spots to put him in. Like, the only person in this team that's easy to put in that situation is Kyrie Irving because he's Kyrie Irving. Like, what else could you say about Kyrie? Everyone else, it's like you have Jason Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Terry Rozier, Al Horford, even though he is declined, he's still a good player. Aaron Baines, Marcus Morris is having his best year of his career. He's an all-star. And hell, he is, when we've needed most, he has been so clutch. Mostly when Kyrie's injured, he has been able to take the load. It's difficult, though, to assess where to put these guys. It's a struggle. And yes, he's had a bad year. But if I would, for everyone to be saying, yo, you should fire Brad Stevens. Yo, Brad Stevens sucks. He's not the best coach in the league. He can't do nothing right. That is just nonsense. And yes, that a few years ago, I felt that same way when we first got him. I was like, that was a terrible choice to make. I never liked Brad Stevens. That's one thing I'm going to say. I've never liked him as a coach before at Butler, Frederick. I feel like he made some mistakes there. I just didn't like him in general. I didn't like the way he coached. But he proved me wrong. That first year was when we got those 2 championships, both times the conference finals. And even before that, he's a great coach. And for anyone to say he should be fired, you're probably literally a stupid. It's all you guys are stupid. That's ridiculous. Who else you want as coach? Who the hell do you want as our coach? It's not. Yes, he's had a bad season, but it does not mean he can't turn it around. It doesn't mean he's a terrible coach. We need to get rid of him. Boston is 6 games over 500. If they were literally in last place like the Atlanta Hawks are or the Phoenix Suns are, then come talk to me and tell me that he needs to be fired. But there is one thing I feel like, at least I've seen from Brad Stevens, I would, feel like he needs to change a little bit. And it's mostly the way he handles Kyrie's minutes. Kyrie Irving, mostly in tight games of the season, needs to be out there at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Rest him halfway to the third. Rest him maybe even, let him play the first maybe 4 or 5 minutes of the third and then rest him. But make sure he's out there for the biggest stretch of the game, which is the fourth quarter. Because we know how good Kyrie is in the fourth quarter. But the problem is, even we saw it last night, and I was telling you guys this before. We were down 5 points, or whatever it was, 3 or 5 points going to the fourth quarter. Kyrie goes to the bench, and what happens? Houston goes on, like we said, 17-20 to something run, and completely ends this game there. So when does Brad Stevens decide to put Kyrie back in? When Boston's down 13 with literally 5 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go in the game, 7 minutes to go in the game, something like that. I couldn't remember the time. But mostly in games and we saw against Philadelphia, he was out there to begin the fourth quarter. But Kyrie needs to be out there because there's nobody else on the team, on this Boston team, that in the fourth quarter can do what Kyrie does. Kyrie, mostly when he is in against the biggest teams like Toronto, like Philadelphia, like Milwaukee, like the Lakers now, like Golden State, he's going to show up when he needs to be. And mostly because he knows how good he is and he knows how big the moment is and he wants to be in that situation. If we're going to compete for a championship, though, Kyrie needs to be out there in the fourth quarter. Or if nothing else, don't put in the young players that don't play well in the fourth quarter. We have a Daniel Tice out there. We have a Robert Williams. Jaylen Brown's not been playing well, but he could be out there if you have Kyrie in there. But it's you put in all these young talent, and you expect him to score, but you have nobody in there that's a consistent scorer that can get his shot if the team is struggling. And it's at least put Kyrie in there or put Morris. One of those two have to be in there throughout the game. If you do that, we're going to have a better chance of winning. So then we're not in this situation down 20 with 5 minutes to go and we have to figure out a way to win. Everybody was saying how good our team was last year. But the thing was, there was times we weren't. Yes, we went on a 16-game winning streak. But it doesn't mean our offense was great all year. Our offense wasn't great. It wasn't even that good. We just found our defense was what made us so good. And what I've seen this season is lack of defense at times. We have good games, like against Charlotte, against Toronto, against Philadelphia, where our defense shows up. But then we have games like last night where you're leaving guys wide open in the corners and letting guys get offensive rebound and get more opportunity, giving James Harden easy 3-point shots. James Harden, of all people, one of the best players in this league, is getting easy shots. You're putting Daniel Tice on him. You're putting a young player like Jason Tatum on him. It's what do you expect to happen? Boston needs to get back to that physical defense they had last year. They were the number 1 defense in the league last year, and they were earlier on this season too. If we play defense, we're going to get better shots, and we're not going to be down by 20 in literally 5 minutes, in literally 3 minutes. That's what always happens. It's a 5-point game, and out of nowhere, we're down 20. And I understand. The good part about Boston is, one thing is, we have the talent that if we're down 20, we have a chance to come back every game. But that can't happen consistently. Mostly when the playoffs come around, we can't be down 20 and expect to come back every game. We have had so much hype on this team, and there's a reason why. But right now, where are we in the standings? We are number 5. Who is it first right now? The Toronto Raptors. It's a team that has everything you need to win a championship or at least contend for one. So do we. But we're not showing it right now. And when they had that team meeting, I thought, we're going to come back out, we're going to win 16, maybe 8-9 straight. We look like that. We came out against Charlotte and absolutely blew their ass out. We came against Philly. Yeah, we didn't play terrific against Philly, but who cares? It's against Philly. They just cannot beat us. And Kyrie was able to lead us into overtime, but we still play really well enough to win the game. But then to come out, you had a day off. You come out against Houston and come out and play as poorly as you did, look as lazy as you did, and expect Kyrie, after having one of his best games of the season, to come out and try to drop another 50. It's just ridiculous. Kyrie is one of the best players in this league. But you, like I said before, you cannot expect him to drop 50 every night. It's not that easy in this league. And it's not going to win you a championship, but Kyrie's going to be the only one scoring on your team all night. Boston's got a lot of stuff they need to fix if they're going to be able to win a championship. But one thing is, like I said, Kyrie needs to be out there in the fourth quarter. Boston needs to play better defense through the whole game. They cannot have lack coverage on defense. They need to get healthy. Baines is going to be out for a couple weeks. They got to get healthy. But they need to realize you guys had so much hype. And Jaylen Brown, I'm looking at you. You said before this season, the Boston Celtics are going to be in the championship. You said that they're going to be in the NBA Finals. And you said you're going to be one of the best players in this team this year. Well, we're in what game is this? Like 40-something game, and we are 20 and 14 on this season, and you're playing like garbage right now. And this whole team is a mess, and we're still talking about championship. We got to realize championship wins defense, but also laziness is not going to get us anywhere. When you're just standing there waiting around for the ball, or you're going iso ball, we need to stop playing iso ball. Everyone needs to have the ball. The only guy that should be playing iso ball is Kyrie Irving. There is nobody else on this team. You cannot name me a single other guy on this team. Maybe Morris, but Morris still at times is not iso score. You got to give him the ball in a good position. But there's no one else consistently on this team that can get his shot, create his own shot like Kyrie Irving. And the other thing, we need to stop shooting as many threes. I understand Boston. That's one of their things they do, and because of how it is in this league, the Boston is just a good three-point shooting team. I mean, that they want to shoot threes. But they are just not shooting the three-point shot well this season. Absolutely not. There's only, Morris is the only, Morris and Kyrie. Kyrie also has some bad nights from threes, but at least he can make them when you need them the most to. Terry Rozier, who used to be a really good three-point shooter last year, can't even buy a bucket at this point. Jaylen Brown can't shoot for shit. Jason Tatum, his three-point average hasn't been great, but he never was supposed to be a good three-point shooter coming out of college. Let's just say that. Horford, he's going to get them sometimes. But when you're breaking shots, when you just continue to shoot threes when you're down, it's not going to work. You got to get others involved. You got to get to the basket, or you just got to go back to the old school. Get to the basket, kick it out, shoot some jump shots. Get your play together. Stop shooting shots that is not yours. And get others involved. Don't let others go ISO on you guys. If you guys do all that, then Boston's going to be back on the mark. It doesn't mean that they're not going to go anywhere, because I still believe, even though Toronto right now is number one, even though Philly and Milwaukee are right there, Boston's got Philly's number. We'll beat them. Milwaukee's been great in this regular season, but they always come flat in the playoffs, and so do the Toronto Raptors. The only difference between the Toronto Raptors this year than other years is that they have Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, two proven winners. But they still haven't proven to me that they can win the playoffs. And to be honest, other than them beating us in Toronto, I still think we have our number if we have a 7-game series at home. I still believe Boston will end up with the best record in the East, because I feel like some point this year we're going to turn this around. We're going to go on a huge streak, and Toronto's going to fall off a little bit. I don't expect Toronto to end up winning 70 games or 60 games, whatever that right now their record is. If anything, 50, 55, 50, I think that Boston will be around. I don't think they're going to hit 60. We all were expecting maybe 66 wins this year, looking like 2018, but all the Boston Celtics need to do is realize they got to play better. They got to stop being lazy. It starts with their defense, and it starts with not taking stupid shots, foolish shots. And if that happens, and we saw it against Charlotte, we saw it against Toronto, we saw it against Philly, Even though against Philly we blew a 10-point leads, but that's how we are. We just blow leads, but somehow end up winning afterwards. But at least we played pretty well throughout the game. We just were missing some shots. That's the thing. But we're gonna beat teams like Houston, Golden State, LA, Toronto, and Milwaukee. Plus Milwaukee, we got to stay consistent. We gotta play well, and we just cannot. We cannot play lazy and expect, like I said, say anything you want in the comment section about this. I think he is top 5 player in this league. And I think he needs to be in the MVP conversation for what he's doing. But we cannot expect Kyrie to drop 40 every night. Kyrie may be a scorer at times, but he also he's not a guy who's gonna drop 40 every night because he wants to be able to get others involved. He wants to crew. He doesn't get. They're gonna double team him a lot, and you still expect him to drop 40 because that's how good he is. But Boston needs to realize that yes, Kyrie's the best player on the court when they're there, when he's on the court. But they need to realize. Remember what happened in the playoffs. You can play without Kyrie on the floor because you guys came literally 5 minutes away from going to the NBA Finals last year. If it wasn't for you guys just having one of the worst shooting nights in Houston, and the same next day had the worst shooting night in history, Boston came close to having the worst shooting night in history. They have the talent. Jaylen Brown needs to find his shot. Jason Tatum needs to keep doing what he's doing. Marcus Smart needs to keep doing what he's doing. And those two have been fine this year. Rozier, I don't know what Terry Rozier needs to do. Either he needs to stop shooting, get others involved, or figure out why he can't knock down a shot anymore. Like, he could draw. There would be times he drops 10 points. But the thing is, we'd be down 15. He's trying to knock down threes 6, 7 times, or run to the court, pay 3 guys out and shoot a damn jump shot for no reason. Like, Marcus Smart's shot the ball better than Terry Rozier this year. And he's the worst shooter on our damn team. Probably with Robert Williams. Robert Williams at least getting shots up on a basket. So, if that can all change, if we could just all mesh and get to the point being that we can't all be worried about our numbers. We need to be worried about our ultimate goal. And our ultimate goal is banner number 18. Because, remember, guys, there's a team up there in Los Angeles who has the best player in the world on their team, who has 16 championships, and is one away from tying us. And there's a huge chance if they get Anthony Davis, they could easily surpass us as champions if we don't watch out and don't find a way to win this championship anytime soon. We're hoping to get Anthony Davis. But if we don't, they do. We're going to have some problems with them if we ever get to the finals and have to face them, mostly with already the best player on the court there, even though he's injured right now because he got hurt. Got his groin injured somehow in a weird play against the Golden State. Well, maybe I just find catch up with LeBron. You don't know that, but, that's all I have to say about the Boston Celtics. I think I got everything out of my system about this. I feel like I just wanted to come out here and just talk about what I heard. Like, I've heard a lot of stuff like on Instagram, on like Twitter, on even on other stuff, other websites and stuff talk, even on YouTube, even watching like other like places talk about how it's all on Brad Stevens. It's all on this player. A lot of people, some people blaming Kyrie, which I thought was mostly ridiculous. But I just want to come here and mostly, if you're not a Boston Celtics fan, if you don't watch the Celtics and you're just like, you just see the record, you're like, oh, you're blaming someone on their team, or you just don't watch it consistently, you don't understand what's going on. If you're a true Celtics fan like me and you watch every game of the year, you know what's going on, and you know what do you feel like they need to improve on. And I think they know this. They all understand this. They had a damn closed-door meeting where apparently there was a lot of arguments going on. Like, this team is going to figure it out. I know they are because I know how good this team is. They're going to figure this out. They're going to go on this big run. I really believe they're going to go on this big run. They have a tough stretch the rest of the season. They have some tough games coming up. They had those easy games they didn't play that well in, but they went 9-2 with Phoenix. That loss to Phoenix was tough, but Phoenix is getting better. You can't blame, like, everyone blames, like, Phoenix has 9 wins, but hey, they're getting better. They only had 4 wins last time we checked. So yeah, Boston's gonna figure out for sure though. I think Brad Stevens. I think you could give them some time. Jaylen Brown finally find a shot. I think Gordon Hayward's gonna. I really don't think Gordon Hayward's gonna get back 100% back to who he is. But if he could be at least maybe 50, 60% like Gordon Hayward, like we saw against Minnesota where he dropped 30 points. If we could have that kind of Gordon Hayward, we could have like 1 or 2 games of that, like, he could go out there and get his shot, but also just be a facilitator and get others involved and get Kyrie the ball when he needs. I think our team will be fine. And I really believe this team will be in the finals. I really do. I really think with a man like Kyrie who has been there before, and this is weird. It feels like the Cleveland Cavaliers from last year. Mostly the difference is the talent was terrible in Cleveland. But I feel like because we have Kyrie, because of how good this team is, we do not, and everyone keeps saying the Boston Celtics need the number 1 seed to get to the finals. I don't think so. I think Boston, even though we've had problems playing in Toronto, I think Boston's going to figure out if we get to the playoffs against a Toronto team that has not played well in Toronto, in the playoffs. I don't think we need the number 1 seed to win. I don't think we need the number 1 seed to win this championship. Do I think we'll win the championship? Maybe. The reason why I'm saying this is that Golden State's vulnerable. They are not as good as they used to be. They have lost to teams that you don't expect them to lose to. And it's just shocking to see. You see them lose to Toronto without Kawhi. Some good teams, I'm going to say. But they lost to Portland last night by Steph Curry throwing the ball away. Who in the heck would think Steph Curry, of all people, would make a key mistake in a game? That was shocking. And then Damian Lillard, Dame Dalla, is a terrific player. He is one of my favorite point guards in this league. He is so clutch, so accurate. Damn it. If we didn't have Kyrie, it's between him and Kemba that would win on this team. That's my top 4 or 5 still here. My top 5 here point guards: Kyrie, Westbrook, Kemba Walker, Lillard, and I freaking don't even know who to put at number 5, to be honest. It's a tough number 5 decision to put because you could put like a John Wall there. You could put like a that's tough. Maybe a Dennis Smith. Even Dennis Smith, I don't think he's top 5. That'd be ridiculous to put him at number 5, but it's difficult. It's difficult right after those 4. Right when you say like guys like maybe Chris Paul, even though Chris Paul is starting to get there with the declining, but Boston, have a top 5 point guard. I feel like they've had a top 5 point guard before, because you're talking about anyone. They had Rajon Rondo, who ended up being a top 5 point guard for a while. Isaiah Thomas for that 1 year. No, he wasn't top 5 point guard, but the way he played, he would look like a top 5 point guard. But Kyrie, one thing about Kyrie you can always know is that when you need a big shot, he's going to hit it. And you don't need to be worried when he has the ball in his hands, because he's going to knock it down. And I feel like so far this has been his best year, because of the point being, I feel like he's finally being able to be himself. He doesn't have to worry about his knee giving out on him again. He doesn't have to worry about any other injury. The only injury he really had this year was that shoulder injury, but ended up missing 1 game, and he was fine afterwards. It's like everyone probably before the season came in worried. We were all worried, asking ourselves, is this injury going to make Kyrie take a while? It did end up taking a while. The first 13 games, he was averaging like 14 points per game. But now he's averaging 20. It says 22, but weirdly, he keeps the average is 22. I think it's because he's been like raising up from 14. But the man's been dropping at least 26 a game. So I'm surprised they don't have at least at 26 points per game. And I feel like that's one reason why he's getting knocked out of the what's it called? MVP conversation, is because he's averaging 22 points, which I think the lowest guy to average points on maybe 26, 24. So that may be a reason. But I feel like Kyrie's going to be there at the end of the season, maybe top 5 MVP. Will he win it? Probably not, because we all know that they won't give an MVP to the Boston Celtics. When the heck have they ever given the MVP to the Boston Celtic player? Since at least like Robert Parrish or all those guys, Larry Bird, all those guys. But like we haven't got one ever since that. So, but Kyrie definitely will be there. Isaiah was there. He was top 5 in 2016, but didn't come close. But at least he was there. I expect Kyrie to be there also. I expect the Celtics to turn this team around. And yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it here. That's all I wanted to say. I think I answered everyone's really questions about how I feel about the Boston Celtics. As I'm a Boston fan, I always will be, even if the struggles. Boston, like Red Sox are champions, Patriots about to make the playoff run. Probably make it to the Super Bowl because we got the GOAT Tom Brady. It's a good time in Boston sports right now. And even with the struggles, we all know Boston will be there at the end. They always are. The last 2 years, they were, even with records that probably at times no one expected them to be there. But we'll be there. What the hell? I used to be Polish, guys, so sometimes my accent comes out for some of the words. Like most of the time, it's all English. Like you don't not hear my accent. But sometimes there will be a few words that will come out sound weird because my accent comes out. So when you hear that, just ignore that. That's just me talking random. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My second video today. I usually don't post 2 videos. I got to start vlogging a little more. Please tell me, guys, if you guys want me to do more videos like this, more like sports talk, NBA videos, even other sports. If you guys want to do me other sports. Also, give me ideas of what to do on NBA. On any other games you guys want, any challenges, any prank ideas. Anything you guys want me to do on this channel to try to get these views up and some more subscribers to the channel, please do that. And please go if you like this video, please go like and subscribe to this channel for more content. And also turn on post notifications for more videos to come. And that'll be it for me tonight, guys. And yeah, please go. And also, just keep moving forward, guys. Never, if anything goes bad in your life, just remember that's in the past and just keep moving forward because life can just get better from then. It always will be. Life's gonna get better. It all starts with how you start your day and how you start. Don't do anything stupid. Don't make your life suck. Always live your life to the fullest. We know how life is. It can be hell at times, but also can be great at times. Depends how you live it. But other than that, guys, this has been Pat Buckets, and that was why are the Celtics struggling this year video. Until tomorrow, guys, when I'll bring you the game 2 of the conference final of the NBA 2K19 My Career Series, I say good night and peace from the Pat Buckets channel. See you guys.